Hey everybody, we're going on a fun trip. We're going to do a hand drill fire, and we're going to use mullein and cottonwood, and we're going to have some coffee. But first, I want to make a little quick modification to my Alice pack. I've got 3 Alice packs, 2 mediums and 1 large, and I've got one that's very uncomfortable. It's an aftermarket. The other 2 are genuine military, and the one is aftermarket, so the kidney belt's very lacking. So I want to try something new on it. So let's take a look. So this is my large Alice pack. Okay, this is what the kidney belt looks like on here. It's the original style. It has this heavy metal clip on the inside holding it on. Now the large Alice, I usually bring it for like 2 or 3 days. Alright. We're going to leave that alone. This is my medium Alice. It's a woodland camo. I usually carry it for day hikes and maybe 1 overnight trips. Okay, not a bad kidney belt. All right, now this is an aftermarket version. Now the frame is identical to the genuine military one, or pretty close, as in the way it's made. Not quite as heavy duty, but as you can see, the kidney belt is very lacking, even compared to the military issue one, which is a sad state of affairs when this thing is like this. So I think this is going to be easy to change. So let's take, I think it's got, okay, on the inside right here, we've got a buckle. So let's see if we can undo this. Alright, I spared you the details of bumbling around with this thing, because this thing it went up, over, down, up, and over. So it took a minute to get it off, but you can see what a lacking little bitty piece of junk this is. And what I'm replacing it with is, ta-da, look at that beast. I didn't know it, but Hidden Woodsmen, they make kidney belts for Alice packs. Look at that thing. Look at the difference. All that padding. The size of the buckles. That's incredible. Hidden Woodsman. Let's see if it's a direct replacement. Let's see. Because that thing is just really lacking. I think. Let's see. Does this go in? There you go. See, they're taking maximum advantage of whatever distance you have here. Let's go through here. And go through here. Alright. Now I think I'm going to change the camera angle so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now I got you zoomed in down here because I want you to see this very closely, because there's a bunch of different ways of doing this and screwing it up. There's a certain way that you do it that makes it lock in. So what you want to do is how it's got like this curved part that goes down, place where your thumb goes, you want to feed it in through the back side. Alright, the very back loop. Okay. Now once it's through the back loop, then you want to go through the front loop. Like that. Alright. And now what that does is you can pull this forward and lock it in, and you give it a pull, and what that does is that locks it down. Alright, and the only way for this thing to loosen up is if you pull this way. That's how you loosen it. See? Just like that. Alright, because there's there's a couple of different ways of doing that. You can screw it up doing that. So, there is my new Hidden Woodsman kidney pad. So now we just got to load this pack up and hit the field, and we're good to go. Well, we're finally out here in the wilderness. Finally. And I'm not behind the camera. Guess who's behind the camera?
Hello.
Nick. Alright. So that's going to make it a lot easier on me. Now, I got some mullein stalks here and a piece of cottonwood, and we're going to attempt a hand drill. Alright, start to finish. Okay. I'm going to make the hearth board out of that, and then I'm going to make the spindles out of one of these. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have success or not, so I did bring a ferro rod for in case I fail, because you got to remember, I'm pretty old now, and my stamina is not what it used to be, and my hands aren't quite as tough as they used to be, but I'm still going to give that a try. So let's put this over here for now, so that I make sure it ain't broken. And let's get this thing off, and I want to say something real quick about this Alice pack. Now, for those of you that are new to backpacks, rucksacks, whatever, the idea is, I think everybody, beginners are under the impression that the straps are what hold the weight up. They're not. You should actually be able to get 2 fingers under your straps. The only thing that the straps are for is to keep the weight from flopping side to side. The actual weight is sitting on your hips. Okay? So this is one of them things. This is that Hidden Woodsmen Alice pack belt that I was showing that I put on a little while ago. And I wish I'd have done this years ago. Several people had mentioned it, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it made a huge difference in how comfortable this is. A huge difference. I'm probably going to get some more for my other packs. But anyway, for now, let's take this pack off and take a peek at what's inside.
Alrighty.
Because we're going to make a hand drill fire, and then we're going to try some coffee. We got a new flavor of coffee we're going to try. Nick don't even know what it is.
Oh. Hope it's a berry mix.
It's not.
Oh.
It's a nut mix. It says it's nutty and smooth.
Yeah.
So we'll try. For my long-time viewers, you've seen this trick a million times. But for the people that's just started watching me, I'm going to show you one of my little habits here. That instead of setting my backpack on the ground, I like to bungee cord it to a tree. That way you got everything that's easy access. And you ain't got to worry about bugs and ants and all kinds of stuff like that getting into the tree. Wait a minute, let's put this in on this side.
Maybe go watch for those snakes though.
Yeah.
It's always fun opening your pack and, oh, look at that. There's a snake that's got its teeth sunk in my face.
No, that's not good. That's like something out of a movie. Alright, so let's put this on here. And stretch this around. And all I do is I stretch it around and attach it to the frame. Stretch it around. Man, that one, I think that one's shorter than the other. Man, you don't want to break it. Alright, so let's see what's inside here. What do we need? Alright, got a little bit of rope. I may need that here in a minute, so I'm going to put that there. Like a mini rope. Can you see from there good, Nick?
Yeah.
Alright, got a couple of tarps here. May need that. Let me pull all this stuff out so I can get to the bottom. Alright, there's our pot with our coffee and our cups. That's what we're going to be using today. Well, need these for now. Put these back. Alright, let's see what we got in here. We have, okay, oh, here it is. I got a small camera mount, and then I got Nick's neck knife. I'm going to show you that real quick. Put that back in. This is Nick's neck knife. And as usual, it's got a cord lock so that if it gets snagged on anything, nothing bad will happen. But this thing here, I want to show it to you real quick. It's not mine, it's Nick's, but I still want to show it to you because it's so cool.
I'm trying to get a good shot of it.
This is an actual LT Wright knife, but it's a Hidden Woodsman edition. Oh, isn't that cool? It's got my card of handles.
Very nice,
Anyway, yeah, very nice. Here you go. Put that on there. Look at that. All right. And let's see what we got in here. Okay, in here I have a silky saw because we're fixing to get firewood first. Firewood first. And then I got a ferro rod in the back pouch right there for if I fail at the hand drill, we'll still have coffee. Alright. And then I've got a machete here. That's a Condor Jungalo. And that thing right there, when I ordered it, be warned, if you order this, it's a piece of junk when you get it in, and you're going to spend like 2 hours sharpening it. So if you don't want to sharpen a blade, this ain't for you. But if you don't mind sharpening, it turned out pretty good after I got done with it. So anyway, all right. And then the coffee is community toasted hazelnut.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I'm telling you all these things because a lot of people ask these things in the comment section, and I've got something very important to say about the comment section in a little while.
Uh-oh, y'all are in trouble.
So, maybe, maybe not. Nick, we're going to process firewood. Which one do you want?
Take a machete because I like hacking things.
Really? All right, machete it is. So, let's go get some firewood, and then we're going to start our hand drill fire. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. All right, we got us up a big pile of firewood right here, or should I say enough to make coffee. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty of this. Let's see. Okay, this is a piece of cottonwood. I don't normally use cottonwood. Normally I use cedar. So let's see if we can use this. Cut it right about here. Alright, now what I want to do, I got to figure out a way of batoning it. Let's see. Well, I can do it right there. Let's take this out. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of these. Throw these over here. Alright, this will be interesting for people that don't know the hand drill to see how it's done. Let's go back here. Set this right here. Alright, now I want to baton this thing right here. Alright. Couldn't be more perfect. So that's what I've done here. I've got this cut into 2 pieces. I prefer a straight piece, but we can live with a curved piece. Alright, if this works, I'll take that in home. Make another set with it. Oh, this knife that I'm using, a friend of mine has a knife company now called Hillbilly Logic Knife. And he wanted my opinion on this knife. And he sent me the knife, and then I told him what changes I would change, and then he redesigned it, and he liked the new designs, and so he actually named it after me in my honor of helping him, which is pretty cool. So that knife is for sale at Colorado Bushcraft. So anyway, it's a Hillbilly Logic Knife. That's what I'm going to be using today. So now on a hand drill, the first thing that you want to do is you want to get a flat spot up on top. Alright, then what you want to do is you want to set it on the ground somewhere, and you want to make sure that you've got a reasonably flat area that you can set it on. And I think what I'm going to do is when I set this down, we'll put that under there like that. Spin like that. Alright, so what you want to do next is you want to flatten out that side. Okay, so you've got like a square on there. And now what you want to do is you want to put a dimple in the end. Can you see that okay, Nick?
Yeah. Oop.
You want to put a dimple on the end of it, and you push the knife straight in, and then after you got it dug in to where it won't flip around, to where it's a little more secure, you want to lean the knife to an angle, just like that. And you want to try to make a nice round piece. Now if you just started out by leaning the knife over, there may be a possibility, if you just start out by leaning, it may be a possibility you'll slip. But that's why you stick the knife in and spin around and round, so that you're going to be burying the base of that knife. All right. And you got to have some sort of a start for the spindle. Alright, now I think that ought to be good enough right there. Alright, so first thing what I'm going to do is pick a mullein plant. Now whenever you got a dried up mullein plant, you don't know if you got a good one or a bad one. Now the first thing that I want to do is I want to pick a diameter right here. I think that's a good diameter right there. So what you want to do is down here on the bottom is what I like to do is I make a few marks at an angle until that just pops off. Like so. Now mullein is what they call a pithy core weed, and what that means is that the inside is real soft. See how I'm digging that out with my fingernail?
Yeah.
Alright. Now what I want to do is I want to set this on the ground, and I want to come up here about a hand spread above my knee, and that will be the top. Right. Now this bottom here, where the seed head is, if you want a lifetime supply of mullein, take this and put it somewhere where it'll grow. Don't just throw it out in the woods. Scatter it around somewhere, and that's what I always do. Now, the outside of this thing, how messed up looking it is, I'll take the back of the knife, kind of scrape it. Kind of clean it up a little bit. Get that fuzz off. If you got allergies, that fuzz is terrible. So now what you want to do is these little things that are sticking out right here, these little nodules, you want to take your knife and you want to flatten them off, every one of them. Takes a little bit. Now, like I was saying, I haven't done, back when I used to do the hand drill a lot, I was doing it constantly and it wasn't that big of a deal. And I was very used to it, my hands were accustomed to it, and my shoulders and my chest muscles and my lungs. But now that I'm old as dirt, I'm not necessarily as used to it as I used to be. And I get out of breath quick. But
Yeah, it doesn't help it's windy.
yeah, it doesn't help that it's windy. Anywhere that you see it's rough, you want to rough it up with the back of your knife.
Remember what to do if you can't get the fire started with that.
I got a ferro rod.
I was going to say lighter fluid.
Lighter fluid. You and your lighter fluid, Nick. Nick's Lighter Fluid Company. Alright, now I think I got that pretty smooth. Maybe it won't tear my hands up too bad. Alright. So now what you got to do is you're going to kind of break it in. I'll move some of this stuff out of the way. Right before I actually start to make the fire, I'll, let's see, there's some places there on the top that I missed. Right before, I'll clear out a place for the fire pit. And I'm going to make my bird's nest before we actually make this fire. Alright, so let's see if we can turn this. What you want to do is you want to try to turn it black, if possible. There you go. Now see, I've blackened the bottom of it. Am I
Yeah.
too close, or can you see it?
I can see it.
All right. So next step, you see I've got a little bit of dust right here. Next step, let's see if I can do this without screwing it up. I wonder, need kind of a solid base. I don't, here, let's lay it on this. What you want to do is you want to cut at an angle like that. Push the knife in. Can you see that okay, Nick?
I think so.
Right.
I'll zoom a little.
And you're just slowly pushing this stuff out of the way. Right. And then put a little bit of angle at the top. Alright. Can you see how I've cut it at an angle that way?
Yeah.
It's almost to the edge of the hole. Now what you want to do is you want to kind of put a little bit of an angle right there so that the dust will be able to fall down and collect. Alright, and you want this to be as smooth as possible. Alright. So now we're ready to go on that. Throw this stuff over here. We'll straighten out a spot for a fire.
Alrighty.
Alright. Now before we figure out where our fire is going to be right below it, I'm going to tie some rope up here to this tree right here. I'm going to stretch it from tree to tree. And I'm going to, instead of using a pot hanger, I'm going to use a thing called Red's rings. I showed them about 7 or 8 years ago. So I'm just going to stretch this from tree to tree, about that high right there, about a little over waist high. Some of this stuff out here, we got our coffee, piece of leather, Sierra cup, a couple of double cups, and then these things called Red's rings. Okay. Now the way Red's rings works, it's leather cordage on 2 oval shaped rings. So let's see, what you want to do is you set it over here, you lock it in like that. Now I think this cord is going to be too low. Yeah, it's going to be too low. I got to raise it up a little bit. So, but that's good because you want to do all this ahead of time before you have the fire going. Yeah, I need to go up. I got a few different Red's ring setups, so I wasn't sure how long these was, and so that's why I had to. That's why I had to do it that way. Now, like I said, you pass the first one through the first loop, and that's what sits up there. All right. Now the other one, what you want to do is you want to put some weight in here. And then what you want to do with this is you want to lift this thing up just like that, and then you want to put this, you want to pull this loop through just like that. And what you want to do is you want to put a stick in there. You want to put a stick in there.
Drop the stick first.
Yeah. You want to put a stick inside there. And what that does is that'll hold it over the fire. And then the way this thing works is you lift it up. Let's see. Let's see if I can remember how you do this. You can lower it down. There it is. You can lower it down by rolling the stick down. But to lift it up, you lift the whole thing up and lock it into place. See? Does that make sense, or do you need... Come around here and get another shot of it, Nick.
Oh, I got it pretty good.
You did? Okay.
Take a non-zoomed in shot of it with the sun glaring.
Okay. Just see if you can get a shot of this right here. See how I'm rolling it down?
Yeah.
If you roll the stick down, it allows it to go lower. Just like that. And to pick it up, you pick up, you lift up, and you pull out. And that's how you lift it up. Okay, that's Red's rings. You can make them at home. Nobody sells them. All right, they're named after a guy named Red.
Dang, how could you tell?
So now I've got this thing right here, and what I did is I've got it supported with a little extra line there, so that what I can do is I have total adjustment now, to where I can run it down, just like that, or run it back up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put some water in here. Now you want to start with cold water. Normally if I just wanted to boil water, I'd get it out of that creek over there because it's so clean. But you have to start with cold water on this bush coffee. That'll be enough right there. That's more than enough for us. Alright, you can kind of center that up now. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and open this up and have it ready so I can dump it in as the fire's getting ready. That way we can smell it too. Oh, it smells pretty good. It's toasted hazelnut community coffee from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You're smelling it.
Give me a whiff.
It smells good. That's some good coffee right there. All right, so I've got that ready. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Let's run this down a little bit closer. I'm going to move some of these leaves out of the way. Now we're not going to walk off from this fire, so if the leaves are somewhat out of the way, we'll be okay with it. Alright, so we're going to have the fire right here.
Right where?
Right here.
Hang on, I forgot again. Where?
Right here. Right here. Matter of fact, I'll put a stick right here, right in the middle.
Alright.
How about that? Alright, what do we need to do now? Now we need to work on the hand drill. Alright. Let's get that camera back down low where you can see what I'm doing over here. And I'm going to make a bird's nest out of this broom sage. One of the big things about doing this and having a tinder bundle is what you want to do is you want to have a bunch of small sticks ready to go on top of it, because your tinder bundle is going to go away quick. So you want to have a bunch of small sticks ready to go onto your fire. Or, if you fail, you have a bunch of sticks to go over your ferro rod fire. Which we're hoping is not going to happen today. We're hoping we're going to have a successful hand drill fire, because I haven't done one in a long time. I'll tell you something else you can do.
It'd be a miracle if you could pull it off.
Yeah, this bottom piece of the mullein,
I don't see it happening with how windy it is.
I don't know, but I hope
I'll even
it
up a
is.
ferro rod.
I don't know. This bottom piece of the mullein, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can feather it. It may not feather good. Because it being a pithy core weed. I say that doesn't hurt nothing because it was just trash laying on the ground, so I just made a few feathers out of it. I'll set that on top too. Alright, now is the moment of truth. Let's see. You need a leaf. Oh, wait a minute. You need something else. Let's take a couple of leaves. Gesundheit. You want to take a couple of leaves, about 4 leaves, because as dry as they are, they may burn through. Alright, take a couple of leaves here and set them right here. Put it right there. How about that? Can you see right there?
Yeah.
Now, where's that? Oh, here it is. Broom sage. Alright, now let's take some of this. Broom sage. Nice fluffy stuff. And what you want to do with that is you want to kind of roll it around a little bit. Like this. Now, to kind of help ensure that this is going to work, I got a little cottontail fluff right here.
Oh, I thought you were going to pull out water fluid.
No, a little cottontail fluff. And what I'm going to do to ensure, because I don't want to do this twice, I'm going to put that down inside there. So this is my tinder bundle. Alright. Now, where's my stuff? Here it is. Alright, I am going to be completely out of breath on this. Let's put this, I'm going to try to put this stuff where, I'm going to try to see where, if you have to, you can zoom in. See if you can zoom in on that.
Where are we looking?
Right here.
Okay.
That way maybe you can watch it zoom in, maybe. Alright, you ready?
Yep. Let's get to it.
Alright, oh, wait a minute, got a thorn right here. I hate these thorns. I don't want one snagging me. There you go, got it out of the way. Alright.
Oh, I love them. It wouldn't be fun in the woods without thorns.
Nope. Now, the other thing I noticed, if you'll notice the other day, Nick, is you remember your long sleeves will get in the way. So
Yeah.
I'm going to roll my sleeves up here. I am going to be, and y'all got to remember, I'm 52 years old, so I'm going to be out of breath. Some people make this look easy, but it's not. So, well, to some people it is easy, but I don't know. I guess when you're old as dirt like me, yeah, that's just the way it is. But this will be a well-earned cup of coffee. I'll probably wind up doing good on the hand drill and screwing the coffee up.
Dang.
Now, a lot of people like to warm it up. I run out of energy pretty quick, so I like to just go ahead and go wide open as soon as I get into it. Put a little bit of spit on it. Alright.
Yep.
Now, if you want to, you can kind of watch me spinning here, and then you can watch me spinning, and then you can zoom down and watch the ember form if you want to. Alright, you ready? Whoop. No. Hope I didn't knock them everywhere.
I mean, it's all over the leaf right there.
Is it smoking on its own yet?
No, it held it for a tiny bit.
Alright, I gotta rest. I got dust there.
Yeah.
That might be a bad spindle. I'm gonna rest a bit and I may cut that other one. Whew. That might be too small a diameter. I may rest a bit. I'm just gonna leave that there because I got dust.
Yeah. I'll zoom in and look. It's all on that one leaf under it.
And that's what you want, is that dust.
Oh, and I think, oh yeah, it's in the gap there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that now.
Alright, now, I decided on that other one, good thing I brought two, because on this one right here, see how small that end is?
Yeah.
See how small this end is? See how much bigger this other one is? So what I've done now is I went ahead and I cut one out of the other, because I wasn't putting as much pressure on this because this thing was flexing. So I think with this one I can put more pressure on it, because pressure is everything. So I'm going to try this. Now, this is reality. This is what really happens, okay? I guess some people take their materials and dry it ahead of time, and you know, they always have success. They have tried and true sets. But with this, it don't always work. When you just gather up materials and make the stuff on the spot, it doesn't always work. So if you fail the first time, go ahead and leave your dust. It's not cheating, because that's the whole idea, is creating dust and igniting it. Okay, so I'm just going to pick right back up if I have the energy. Whew, and try to do this. So, all right, you ready, Nick?
Yeah.
Try not to disturb my dust too much.
Got zoomed in again.
All right. All right, hopefully I can do this time.
I think you got centered. Yep. There we go.
All right, you ready? Oh yeah, I can put a lot more pressure on this.
Yeah, it's throwing off a lot more dust.
Smoke. I think it helped too since I had some dust.
I can smell it at least now.
Oh yeah.
Can't tell. Hang on.
Let's just sit here for a minute.
I swear I almost keep seeing something orange right on this side.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Oh.
It's smoking on its own. That's what you want. Now you don't want to get in a hurry. Okay. Man, I'm out of breath. See the one I used?
There you go. Whoa. That's close.
Now look at the top. This is a little thicker.
Yeah. Still smoking. Oh, you can kind of see it from right here if you look close.
Still smoking. Alright, so let's take, I'm going to put the rest of these in. Oh, that's really smoking. Alright, so that'll be another set. I'll take this set and I'll store it in my basement. Now, I got this cattail.
I can't tell what it's doing.
It's still smoldering. Now this is the part where you gotta be careful and not drop it. I've actually dropped them before. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna dump it in. Alright, it's in the cattail. What you want to kind of do, kind of close it up. Alright, follow me over here. Keep them seed heads. Oh, I'm on my little sticks. Give it time. Smoke's still coming out. It's a good sign. Now, as soon as it flames up, you want to turn it upside down and set it on the ground.
Oh, yep. I need that Steadicam mount. It's holding the tripod. Whoop. Oh, well lit.
Well lit.
It lit at least.
Yeah, it lit. About burned my lips off. See, this is where you want to put all the small stuff on. Alright, now we got fire going. Lay that on. Put all the small stuff on. Whew. Alright, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. I'm surprised
Now,
it actually worked with the wind.
oh, I know. That makes me nervous with the wind. Man, that thing actually felt like it burnt my lip when it burst into flames. Honestly, I really did feel like it burnt my lip.
Yeah, because you couldn't see anything,
No, the sun
and it
was
just
hitting
exploded into flame.
I know. Did you catch it on camera pretty good?
Yeah, I think.
All right.
I don't know, there's a glare over the view monitor. The sun's relentless through these trees.
Oh, I know. See, the sun is good for the shot, but bad for the cameraman. Now, we're right here by the creek, so if things get ugly, we can always put water on this. We're fixing to have it to where we can lower the pot down and start making coffee. How's that, Nick?
Looks good.
Alright, so what we want to do now, can you see from there?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm rolling this down to where it's right above the flames. Almost sitting on it. Now I could actually, I think I need to actually move the fire over. I'm going to wait and do that until it collapses. That or I'll just... Oh, I got to put the coffee in.
Dang it.
Let's see now, if I remember how to judge this right. Is the smoke getting to you?
Nah.
Alright, I'm going to dump in about 1 inch deep of coffee. And then just sprinkle it on the top. There you go. Whew, look at that. That's burned all the hair off my arm. That doesn't look like enough. Oh, it burned all the hair off my arm, Nick.
Whoops.
Whoops. Now, I really don't want to, but I need to. I need to try to move that fire over a little bit.
I thought you were going to say you don't want to, but need to wave your other arm in front of it to make your arm hair symmetrical.
Probably should. Especially with the wind blowing. That's another thing, with the wind blowing like this.
It's aiming towards that side over there.
Sure is. So let's see if we can move this fire over a little bit. Let's see. Put these gloves on. I knew that'd mess the fire up, but the wind is blowing. I still got fire though. I think what I can do is I can lower that down. Stupid thing. Okay, now it's to where I can lower. Man, that's not a good place. I'm gonna melt my shirt.
Yeah, and that's aimed towards you. I think that whole side over there is bad.
Now we're cooking. Alright, now I got it under control and it didn't burn my shirt. Look, can you see my hairs right there? Now, we wait.
I'm going to lean the camera over for another shaky close-up.
Crank it up. You probably need to crank it up. Now, once that starts bubbling, we count to 60. Alright. We're starting to boil. So, well, it's not a rolling boil. Now, while we're watching this coffee boil, I'm going to talk to you about the comments section.
Uh-oh.
A lot of the big YouTubers don't answer comments. They don't even read them. And so they won't notice, but I try to answer all comments. And I'm not that big of a YouTuber, but I get a lot of comments. Well, YouTube got rid of Creator Classic. They got rid of it on the computer and made us go to YouTube Studio. And then they got rid of it on the cell phone and made it to where I can't even access it no more. And forced me, when you try to open it, they forced me to download the YouTube Creator app. So then the only bastion of decency left was my Kindle. And they recently got rid of it. There you go.
Monetizing.
Boiling. Here, lean down here. But anyway, the thing is the new YouTube Studio is horrendous. And it makes it to where it's very, 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 very hard to answer comments. So, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to answer all comments. And I may wind up having to just having to only answer the questions, and the comments just put a like or a love beside it. Because I think it's, some of the other people that answer comments, like I think Corporal's Corner, I think that's what he does. Is most of the comments, when he reads them, he'll go down through there and put love.
One of the YouTubers I watch, he doesn't really comment much, but to show that he reads everything, he likes it.
Yeah, and that may be what I have to do, because they've made it so hard. And as a matter of fact, like on my Kindle on the old Studio, I could use the word recognition, I don't know where it pops up what you think you're going to type. And now the keyboard actually doesn't work. You have to type in the exact word.
Huh.
So I don't know, if I may have to do that. All right, that's about a minute. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this off.
Ooh,
Ooh, doggy.
look at that delicious coffee.
Coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee for miles.
Yeah.
All right, so now what I'm going to do is you set that ring off to the side. And now while it's still hot, you set it on the ground. Let's get this over so we don't burn it up. And then you take cold water and pour it from a height. Right in the center, and that shocks the grounds. That may not be enough.
Can't tell. Is that your arm hair?
Where?
That stuff floating in there.
No,
'Cause it doesn't
that's
look like
coffee.
grounds.
That's coffee grounds. Put in just a little bit more right here.
Now we don't have the dehydrated milk for it.
Yeah, we'll just have to drink it black today. Right.
Yeah, still some stuff. I don't think those are grounds.
I think it may have settled at that time. I see it's still plenty hot. Now if I have to, I can put it back on Red's rings there and hang it over the fire. So, take a look. Now the best way is, instead of pouring it off, what you want to do, there you go. Now don't drink it, I'm just saying, look at it. No grounds.
I'm so excited.
Well, I'm gonna pour it in your cup right here. That's how you can tell. See, no grounds. All the grounds have settled to the bottom.
I think there's one in it. I think there's about one every cup. That's pretty fine. That's little enough you don't feel it going down.
Yeah. See, still no grounds. Man, that's... Whew, that smoke's blinding me.
Oh, I just started to smell it. The coffee.
Oh, you do smell it?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to let that cool for a minute. Still see it?
Yeah, there we go.
I've never had toasted hazelnut, so still no grounds. Now, when we get down to the bottom of this thing later, we may film, we may film how the ground settled to the bottom. Some people call this cowboy coffee, but Moore's calls it bush coffee, so that's good enough for me. And see, when you get done with your scooper right here, you can just hang it up here on your line. Whew. All right, let's let that cool just a little bit. Still steamy, and then we'll go from there. You like it?
Yeah. It's still smooth.
Yeah, there's that bush coffee. There's just something about it that just makes it smooth. So now it's the old man's turn. That is so good. Now, normally I love creamer and sugar, and whenever I drink it just black, I'm not that big a fan of it. But when it's made this way, it is good.
I still think this is probably my favorite way of having coffee.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
'Cause it really makes any coffee smooth, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
previously, I only tried it with dehydrated milk, and I think we also used sugar in the raw with it. But this is black, and it's still good. So
Let me get this here a minute. All right. Had a successful hand drill fire. Cheers.
cheers.
Oh, I used normally I use mullein on cottonwood. Now, I've used horseweed and thistle and a few others, but mullein just always seems to work the best for me around here. We don't have yucca here in Georgia, and I normally use cedar for the hearthboard, but this time I found some cottonwood, and I think I like the cottonwood because as much pressure as I put on it, down pressure, I literally eat my way through cedar, eastern red cedar. I really do. And this cottonwood seemed to hold up a little bit better. Now, normally cottonwood is known for the bow drill, but I decided to use it for the hand drill. So, anyway, I love my new kidney belt from my Alice pack by the Hidden Woodsmen. Nick's got a new Hidden Woodsman knife. Jerry, owner of Hillbilly Logic Knife Company. These are on sale at Colorado Bushcraft. Red's rings. For those of you, my newer viewers, you can make these at home. Nobody sells them. They're just oval carved wooden rings tied to leather cordage. Saw how they work. These are named in honor of my two mentors, Flathead and Big Nose. They had a mentor named Red, and they are the ones that showed me this, and they honored him by calling them Red's rings. So if you ever make a set for somebody or make a set for yourself and show them to anybody, you know, it'd be nice if you call them Red's rings. But nobody sells these. You have to make them yourself. It's a homemade item. And let me think, what else? Oh, comment section. Like I said, I'm going to say this at the end of the next 3 or 4 videos to put it out there, because you know good and well that the reason I'm on YouTube is because I enjoy making videos and I love reading the comments and I love the interaction between me and the commenters and the viewers. But if they've made it to where it's literally increasing my blood pressure to answer comments, I mean, literally, I don't understand. YouTube keeps changing things, and they've changed this. They've gotten rid of Creator Classic, and it's even making it harder to upload videos. Now, some of my friends here that are video makers that are watching this, you know, tell me in the comment section what you think, because it's across the board now. This Creator Classic is gone. You can't upload videos that way no more. You can't go through there to answer comments. It's gone on my computer, it's gone on my cell phone, and it's gone on my Kindle Fire. So the days of me easily just sitting down in my recliner and answering comments are pretty much over. It's just going to be nothing but a pain now. So probably just going to answer your questions and, you know, thumbs up and like your general comments. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. Nick, what was the name of the channel that you was mentioning?
Oh, one of the channels I watch that does this, Decino, plays old Doom mods and maps. Yeah, he just goes down through and just leaves a like on all the comments to show that he's seen it.
See, that's what I'm going to wind up doing.
Yeah.
So for you gamers out there, Decino, is that how you pronounce it? Okay, Decino. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess that's about all. We love our coffee. We love our time in the woods, and hopefully we're going to spend more time out here. Hopefully. So, because I mean, I miss being in the woods, but life is so hectic and busy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is, you know. So, I don't know. Maybe one day it'll slow down a little bit, and I'll have a little bit more free time.
Yeah, it's always fun coming out here and eating and drinking coffee.
Yep. No food today, but with a hand drill fire, I didn't want to deal with the food. You know, next time when we go to cook, I'll bring matches or some
Lighter fluid.
Nick's lighter fluid. So, we're gonna drink the rest of this coffee, and then we're gonna try to hike up the mountain and find some blackberries. We're on our search for them. I think that they're good to go. So, anything you want to add?
Remember what I said? This is actually really good without the added dehydrated milk and sugar. So try it black. Hey, go out today. Go out whenever you watch this and try it. It's pretty good.
Good advice. Sage advice.
What coffee was this again?
This is, let me grab it.
It was like hazelnut something.
Yeah, it's toasted hazelnut.
Toasted hazelnut.
Community coffee. Every flavor that Community Coffee makes, I like. And actually, the regular coffee is incredible. To me, this is actually the best, one of the best coffees made, I think, as far as just generally buying coffee. You got
I think I'm
grounds?
getting to the bottom. I'm trying to see. I don't think I see any grounds in it.
All right. Well, there shouldn't be because there was none in the little Sierra cup. All right, we've rambled on long enough. How long we got on here? I can't tell. I don't know. I can't see. I'm old. So, hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed it, and we shall see you in the next one.
See you later.
Can you see him at the bottom there?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. Maybe slush that out. There. Let's see. That's good right there. Cheers.
Yep.
Man, that's good stuff.